this is a Canon, I can put screw Nikon, Olympus, Praktica, whatever. And so, by the way, when you're a photographer, you have your lens, you have a camera, and you add your lens. And with this, you have a projector, and you add the same lens. So, you adapt what you already have as a photographer on this, and it makes you think that there is a second thing to do after catching the picture is to make
and also when you worked yesterday here outside the building, everyone caught on really quickly. It's not a device that is difficult to use. It's like the students could use it.
Yeah, very quickly.
Yeah. How many do you bring? How many do you travel with? Like 15?
16 here.
16 here?
Yeah.
Okay. And have you built...
And 3 big cases, or 3 normal cases.
Yes. And have you built them? All of them?
Yeah.
Yes. Have you taught anyone else how to build them?
Actually, here or...
Yes, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, well, it takes time to explain every
okay, yes.
But what I did is a website about it. That's what I show.
Yes.
It's a website about photo projection. Because when you think about projection, you mostly think about video projection, mapping, everything. But in photography projection, there's not so much things made. It used to have things with a slide projector, but since 20 years, they don't produce any slide projector. So now you have new technology, lithium, LED, everything. And so you can conceive, you can make things like that. And so I made this website to show also how to build this.
So all the information is here, that you can go home and build your own projector.
Yeah, that's what I tried. I will load it again. Okay.
Because you also teach.
Yeah, so here, this is a list. It's also translated in English.
Yes.
And so, you have a short speech about what we can do, everything, and you have how to make it. So if it's a translation, it's not perfect.
And it's not as expensive as I thought.
Yeah, the map.
It's rather cheap, I mean, considering the quality you get.
You see?
Yes.
So, because I don't want to be the only one to make it. So
you want others to project as well, and it's a collaboration almost between you and the world. So
I would love that. I truly believe there is an interest in working with photo projection as a photographer, and it would be sad and stupid to think that I have to be the only one for it.
So this is what you teach also in your teaching
work? No, but I made teaching about photography, history, technique, and everything. I would love to consider a teacher about projection. To have many hours to talk about technique, how it works, physiology, and everything. But I teach history, photography.
Yes, of course. Is there a part of you who wants to change the world? Is there such an artistic attitude?
We cannot change the world.
But we all change the world all the time.
It's already difficult to change ourselves. So.
Yeah, change ourselves or changing, but it's something like metaphorical about the projection. I think that the world is different for a while at least.
Actually, it's not really change the world, but for example, when I meet some students, they discover this. They start to think that they can make something by themselves with this. I don't know if I change the world, but I give an idea that can grow in the mind of someone else. I don't know how it will grow, but it's the best thing I can do.
Because when I saw the images from your projections and so on, I thought about stories that you tell. It was like a story. I mean, these masks and these faces. It's like a story you tell children, or you tell someone to make the world more magic and more of a fantasy. You must have thought about, even though it just for a while. Yeah.
About this mind projection.
Yeah.
And that's also the main idea of different work I did. You told about something in Berlin,
Yes.
a word I made in Berlin. It was also something like that. For example, in Berlin you have many young people like me. They came to Berlin with a dream, an idea, and I meet many people like that. Ask them what were the picture they had in their mind about the city. And I take picture of it and reproject in the city and things like that to make exit what is in the mind. And after you have it in front of your eyes, and it's becomes sensitive to this.
And people, when I was there when you were projecting on the theatre here, that if people react, people just passing by react immediately, sort of. What are the different reactions? Are there? And I also wanted to ask you about if there's like different cultural reactions, because you've done it in different cultures of the world. Yes. How do people react in Sweden and Cambodia?
Here, often people often ask me if I have the right to do it.
If you have some kind of permission from the state. Yes.
In other countries, they don't care.
Oh, yes, that would be typical, sort of. We would care about that. And this, it hasn't happened in other places. Or
No, not that much.
No, it's good.
This was a joke.
It's fun, yeah.
And after, it depends on the topic, it depends on what I'm doing. So, but for example, in Cambodia, and especially in Cambodia, because they don't know very well the process of projection.
Okay.
For example, there is no many cinema projectors. There are no many. I made it 8 years ago, and so many. Projection is always something a bit magic, but it could be more or less magic. And for at this time, at this place on trees, because for example on trees, at the beginning you see trees and you see light on trees, but you don't see a picture on trees.
No.
You don't know there is something, but you walk around and at the time you can see a picture, and you don't expect to see a huge faces on tree.
No.
And so it's quite impressive in this example. It's not always like that.
Yes.
But there were some monk, and they were very, very impressed in this.
They liked.
Yeah, because I made it in the temple once, around the temple, and they were so.
They want to have a projector themselves and start projecting images of. It's a good idea. It has some kind of religious sense almost to it, perhaps, or the magic.
Spiritual sense.
Yeah, spiritual sense.
Not
that's
religion,
the word. Yes, that's more. What do you feel when you first started out? Did you feel like close? You talked about video before. Did you feel close to certain artists? Were there artists that you admired and that you liked their work and you wanted to?
What to say? I'm not so influenced by one artist.
No.
If I think right now, I'm not. There is many names, but there is no.
But when you first started taking photographs, because you did from the beginning, perhaps there were.
As a reminder.
Or what was the ambition and the drive that first made you start out to be? What took you that you stand here now? What started out when you wanted to?
I find my way. That's all. I find photography and projection. I was lucky to find my way, and it made me want to carry on in this way. So it's like even I don't choose, we like something, we don't know why, and I'm enough lucky to do what I like.
Is it a good time for young photographic artists or projection artists in Europe, would you say, these times? Yeah,
but photography is quite traditional. For example, if you go here in the festival, mostly, except me, it's always some print, it's always paper, picture on the paper, and there is many ways to create exhibition with photography. And I think this young generation I belong have to think about the medium, have to think about the practice, and not only the picture, but there is the picture lives, and there is not only this traditional way to show it, but photography world is quite traditional. So I think because it's traditional and because we are young, there is something to do.
Yes. How do you think about developing this way? How do you think about the future? What do you want to do in continuing this line of work?
Not that much.
Okay.
No, believe me, because I made this website
Yes.
to show what I did,
Yes.
to show how to make it, to give the baby, something like that. And after, there is many things I have in my mind, because, for example, I don't create so many pictures. I don't take a lot of pictures anymore. I create pictures for specific exhibition, but I would like to make to refocus on the creation of picture imaging.
Okay.
And mostly, I'm very interested in montage, photomontage,
Yes.
photogram.
Okay. So this practice you have done, you have developed this tool and this sort of work, and also it's like a collaboration between people, and you want to present it, you want to give it to the world, sort of. And
it's not give, because many people want me to sell them. It's also something. But if you want to make it by yourself, you have everything. But now I'm thinking about, I made this, there is everything for you to know how to make it, but to have like a commercial project, not me working with it, but a guy who is able to make sell.
But it seems like you are thinking about moving on in some way.
Yeah.
What are you going to do then later?
Later, I will still stay interested in projection, but as I told you, I don't make so many pictures. I really.
No.
What's the meaning of your question?
Yes, I was. It seemed like you were going to sort of leave it when you had.
But not absolutely leave it. But
yeah.
If the thing is, if I am the only one who makes work with this, we will not have a lot of proposition. If tomorrow there is 100, 1,000, it would be great.
Yes.
It's more powerful than me. So.
Yes. I just wanted to sort out your plans for the future.
My plan is mostly to be focused on pictures, montage. I also, for example, also made some photomontage exhibition. And montage is just to link 2 or 3 pictures together and create something. And we used to make photomontage before under the enlarger. So it will be it's the same to take 2 or 3 projectors and to put 3 pictures in the space and to have a meaning. And actually tonight I will make almost something like that. Yeah, you see, you just like that. But it's a picture.
But these are also projected onto some sort of wall. Or?
Yeah. And create picture. To be more focused about making pictures.
I see. You've been here in Landskrona for like a week or so. Could you tell how do you find Landskrona and the photo festival?
As a festival or as a city?
The city and the festival.
The festival, I'm very impressed because you have so many names, so many things. That's crazy. About the city, for me it was quite a challenge because there is not so many people in the city, and because I prepare an event, I have to make the right choice to try to catch the attention of people who live there. But it seems quite open to what's happening with the festival because there is quite many people who were there yesterday.
Yes.
And I hope also tonight, because tonight I'm preparing an exhibition at 10 in front of the museum. It's a collaboration with Cat Philippe, but it's not the question.
Yes, in front of the museum.
With collaboration with Cat. made a political photomontage in Britain, Great Britain. I took picture on slide of this photomontage and I will reproject on the museum. It will be nice, I guess. And about the city, yeah, I was refocusing my work, so.
Yeah, you haven't been around so much.
Not that much. Many things to do during the day.
Oh, okay, I see. I think that we'll see if there's any questions from the audience. Okay?
Okay, great.
Yes.
If you have some.
Yes. Yep. And then I'll have to get the microphone. Anyone has any? Yes?
I can talk about the microphone.
Well, okay, please do.
I was wondering how you print the positives. Do you have digital files that you print on transparencies and then put in the positive frames, or?
Yeah, I can tell you. There is two ways I used to do. For example, if I have a print document already, I just have to take a picture on the slide. And I project the document on the slide, I develop the slide, and I have a reproduction of the document I have. If I have a digital file, I can use this, and I take a picture of the picture on the iPad. It's a way. And there's a third way. Well, this is very easy to do, but there is some laboratory. You can send you can send them a file, and you receive the slide. Exactly when you send a file and you receive a print, you can ask for a slide. So you can transfer easily. And here, I even bring my own chemistry, E6 chemistry for slide, and I make it by hand. It works.
So it's just color chemistry, not black and white.
Slide. I can make it in black and white, but black and white is mostly negative. But there is a process to invert the negative. I didn't try until now, but it's also possible to make a positive black and white film. So way to work.
You're always working with analog images. Yes.
Yeah, maybe I can tell a few words about analog and the choice of working with analog.
Yes.
Because there is many, now you have small video projector, but the quality, it's made for video, the quality is very bad. There is not enough light, and if you want to show photography, there's nothing better than a film. The quality is great, the optic are great, so it's cheaper and better, and also there is also technical consideration, because when you project with a digital projector, you need a lot of power in the lamp, because the digital LCD, it eats a lot of light. So at the end, you need a lot of electricity, and you cannot make it work on battery during a long time. So at the end, for me, film was the best way to make it. But you know, if tomorrow they made a great projector on this smartphone, I will use it. I'm not absolutely focused on staying on film. But there is something that I like with the phenomenon that's very simple. So, does it answer your question? At the end, I try to learn all the technique to be able to make it by myself. I bring the chemistry, I bring film, and I don't have to explain. I'm absolutely autonomous from this to the exhibition.
Okay. Was that enough of an answer? Do you understand? Excuse me, anyone else who has a question for Clement? No? Okay. Perhaps we'll round up this session then. Yeah. Because it's about time. But we'll, Landskrona Foto Festival has a gift for you, a goodie bag.
A projector.
With books.
An iPad.
So thank you very much, Clement, for coming here and speaking to us. Thank you.
The